Hey, everybody. Special bonus podcast episode for you here today. I was fortunate enough to have a sit down chat over Skype with my dear friend Claire. You all know Claire from the Exercising Depression podcast, and just general, all around good person. So we had a chat. We talked about a few different things, touched on mental health a little bit, but it was really just kind of a catch up between two friends. And it was really nice. It really felt good to have a chat with her. And as always, it does. I hope you enjoy it. It runs, I don't know, a little over half an hour or so. So, yeah, let me know what you think of it. If you'd like to hear more kind of conversations back and forth, jamolki@gmail.com, facebook.com/jamolki, @jamolki on Twitter, or on the website, www.jamolki.info. That's JAMOALKI. Or you can text me, 248-648-1419. And extra question, tell me about WhatsApp. And maybe I should be using that instead of the text line, or both. I don't know. If you know about WhatsApp, let me know. I could use some help. Thanks.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
It's nice to hear your voice.
Yeah, you can hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Good.
You?
Cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's nice to talk to you.
Yeah. So what's going on your side of the world?
Well, lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like fully enforced lockdown
Yeah.
at the moment.
So it is. I mean, so here in the States, right? I don't think there's yet been an actual quote unquote lockdown
Mm.
quarantine, right? I mean, is that what it actually is there? I mean, if you're out just doing nothing special, could you get fined? Could you get
Yeah.
really?
Any gatherings of more than two people are being dispelled by police, and um, you're allowed to go out once a day for exercise.
Okay.
There's a short list of reasons. The only reasons you're allowed to go out is for if you have to go to work, if you're a key worker, so
Mm-hmm.
like nurse, doctor, delivery driver, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going out to buy food or picking up medication,
Mm-hmm.
um, and that kind of thing. But if you're out, you have to be 2 meters apart from whoever else is out with you,
Okay.
or if you happen to pass somebody, you have to pass them across the road, and yeah, it's crazy.
Okay. So, I mean, do you know? So, I mean, that's the same kind of guidelines that we have here,
Mm,
right? But like, as far as I know, there's been no like enforcement of it really, right? I
mm.
mean, we generally depend on the intelligence, which may be a mistake of the populace. Um, so like I go out. I mean, I've flaunted it, right? I went out and saw my youngest on Monday,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So totally not in the rules, but I drove past police cars. There were other
Mm,
people on the road. I still go out to the trail where I run,
mm.
and there are people who are family groups, family pods, where they're all kind of crunched up together, walking
Yeah,
together, pushing baby
yeah.
strollers, things like that. I mean, do you know?
Mm.
Have they? I mean, has someone actually been fined? Has someone been?
Yeah. There's been quite a few people that have been
Okay,
fined.
okay,
Yeah,
wow,
some guy in my not in my town but nearby got fined because he had his neighbours over for a barbecue
mm,
one evening, and he got fined.
okay,
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, in going into supermarkets, you have to wait outside, 2 meters apart, and
yeah,
it's sort of like one person leaves, another person gets to go in.
hmm,
There's markers on the floor for how far you have to be from the other person,
yeah,
and you're only allowed to buy like less than you're not allowed to buy more than four of each product and that kind of thing.
right,
Um,
okay.
it's pretty scary, but
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of like one of my pet peeves is like I see a lot of people saying like quarantine here,
mm,
right? And like it's still my contention like there's no way an American populace will settle for a quarantine, right?
no.
I mean there's just no way. We're all too, the ACLU, which I don't know, American Civil Liberties Union, which does a lot of human rights kind of things.
Mm,
They're like the defense fund that brings other people to court and things like that. Like they've already come out and said, I don't don't think you want to try that kind of thing. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Um, yeah. So okay. So how are you doing?
I'm okay. I've had
Yeah.
a bit of a bad day today,
Oh
but
no.
uh,
Anything
yeah,
particular, or just the kind of state of the world?
mm, just mm, like things get on top of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't get like stressed out or like overwhelmed quickly. It
Mm-hmm.
tends to be lots of little things
Yeah.
get on top of me, and then suddenly I'm stressed out or I'm upset or something is just a bit too much. And I
Yeah.
think I'm
Okay.
pretty much just about getting to that point.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Uh,
there's so few outlets right now, right? To
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and the things that I do use as an outlet it's just I live in a house of 5 people,
Mm-hmm.
which is fine. It's great, you know. Being isolated and sort of staying in kind of not perpetuate, sort of makes, all the little problems just a little bit bigger.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, because like my job, like where I have to record
Mm-hmm.
vlogs and things. I need people to like be like quiet while I'm
Yeah.
doing that.
Sure.
Otherwise, I have to just do it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
And people, even though I've told them when it is I'm going to be doing my recording, some people still seem to be sort of making loads of noise and
Yeah.
just it's and I sort of told people a lot of my schedule because
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, very strict with my schedule, and it kind of helps me sort of cope a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I've sort of said, oh, I'll be doing this at this time on this day,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's people like doing other. It's just like, I'm trying to be vague,
Yeah.
but
I know. I know.
um,
I'm with you.
yeah, there's other people in the house that have like just carry on making noise, even though I've told them specific times that I needed to be quiet, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just like it's making me feel a little bit like they don't really respect my job or me very much. It's kind of upsetting me a little bit.
Yeah, and that's like a tricky thing right now
Mm.
because you are kind of stressed out that way. So like to bring it up, like to talk about it, like I'm sure. I mean, chances are they're just not aware of how noisy they are, right? But
Well, yeah, I would say that, but I've told them many times that they need to be quiet,
mm,
and it just seems to be that they forget, and it's like,
yeah,
well,
okay,
if it's not important for you to remember, you can't think very much of it.
yeah, okay, yeah,
Um, and it just, yeah, and I get that people forget stuff like that, but it just happens all the time, and it's
hmm
making me it's kind of wearing me down a little bit.
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. That's
Uh, I'll get over it. I will. I'll be
yeah.
fine. I've just been a bit teary about it today.
Oh no. Oh,
Yeah, that's why I've been really looking forward to chatting with you.
yeah, yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a. I can't remember the last time we chatted. Was it for my podcast or your podcast?
I
I think
don't
it.
know. I
I
don't know.
think it was mine.
Maybe so.
I think
Yeah.
so. I don't know.
And
Things just
actually,
time just seems to
yeah,
be
it slips
strange at the
by.
moment.
It slips by, right? I mean, each day, what if there's some like quotation, like each day seems longer, but the time goes by faster.
Yeah, it's really strange.
Yeah. So, and I was
How
going
are
to
you
ask you
doing?
what you wanted to do, like every, like, for me, I'm always recording, right? Just because that's what my computer
Mm,
does. But
yeah.
I'll let you decide what you want to do with this conversation, like depending on
Um,
how it goes. If it's like,
yeah,
hey,
yeah, sure.
something we can put out, if it's something we both want to put out, I'll send you the file or whatever.
That could be quite fun actually.
Yeah.
I think that'd be quite nice.
So, but we'll see.
I
See where the conversation goes.
yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I am doing pretty well.
You sounded in your last podcast, which was yesterday, was it?
Yeah, I'm trying to be
You
more
sounded
upbeat. I'm trying
yeah,
to
you
be more
sounded really
upbeat on those
upbeat. You
ones.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
You sounded happy.
Yeah, that was my goal when I started like the daily podcast.
Yeah.
Was that I just wanted to really I wanted to be not about coronavirus, but that seems to be all I really talk about. Right? Like
Yeah.
I wanted to just be like 10 minutes of hey, there's something else. Here's
Mm.
this guy JP I know who I've listened to for a while, and hey, it's just nice to hear from him, kind of thing.
Yeah, no, it
Right?
is nice. I do listen to it every day. It is nice.
Yeah.
Um, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, and so that's part of the reason why like I changed up the music a little bit,
Mm.
right? And I had to put a video out on YouTube this morning that these daily podcasts aren't going to be on YouTube because I
Mm.
got a copyright notice from my
Oh
last
no.
episode. And yeah, I don't. It's kind of fun for me to change up the music and just have something different. And like, here's a little
Yeah.
glimpse into JP's Google playlist kind of thing. Um,
I did enjoy that actually. I enjoyed hearing music that you like. That's
yeah.
cool.
So
Mm.
so yeah, so I have to stop putting them. I don't want to. I don't think anything will come of it, but there's no need to put a video up every day that violates copyright notice, right? So
Yeah, YouTube can be a bit like a pain about stuff like that.
yeah, I was both ticked off and impressed about it. Like I mean, like the notice, gave the artist and the song title. Like, hey, you used this. We didn't start the fire. Billy Joel, you suck. Um, so
Yeah, it's quite I don't know, they must have some way of like just picking it up remotely somehow.
yeah,
I don't know how they do it.
yeah. So, but the first four episodes, I used a Harry Connick Jr. song, the
Mm.
same one that I used for all four before I had this idea of just going hog wild on violating privacy or copyright. Um, and they didn't catch that, so I wonder.
Oh, you got under the radar.
Yeah, I wonder if there's like a threshold of like popularity or something.
Yeah, maybe you just need to use really like wildly unpopular video music.
Yeah, I'll have some obscure ones that I think folks probably won't know, but
Oh, I look forward
yeah,
to hearing some.
yeah, and it's kind of weird because I want it to be kind of upbeat, but I
Yeah.
also need, so I need a song that has like a long lead in, like 15
Mm.
seconds at least before someone starts singing. I don't know why I have this aversion to hearing voices, um, but I
Um,
want it to be somewhat upbeat.
yeah.
So I think you get into a little bit more of my past uh, hard rock, heavy metal kind of
That's cool. I
listening.
like that.
So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
The first thing that popped into my head when you said that was "Bat Out of Hell" by Meatloaf. That's got like a really long intro.
It does, but it's kind of slow to start.
Yeah, you could just like I don't know, skip.
Yeah, yeah, I might do that. I just went through my so all my songs are on Google, right? I did that thing where I like I didn't burn. I what's the opposite of burn?
Skip.
I ripped the
Yeah,
CDs and they all like synced up to Google. So like I went through the ones that I've played the most. Yeah, and so I've got like 48 songs right now that I've got that
that's cool. I
I
like
can pick from.
that.
So we'll see
I
how
actually
it
can't.
goes.
I can't remember actually the last time I have a whole I had like four drawers full of CDs in my games room.
Hmm.
Um, I actually can't remember the last time I played a CD.
Yeah.
I think the last time I tried to play a CD was in my car, and then we'd only just bought it. We'd had it maybe 2 weeks,
Mhm.
and we were driving up to Aberdeen in Scotland. It's about a 9 hour drive. So we packed up like loads of CDs to listen to, all our favourites. So we got into the car and figured out that it didn't have a CD player.
Oh no, yeah,
No, it's just Bluetooth.
yeah, yeah.
And
The CDs, all those have kind of gone away, right?
I
So
know, but that's so sad. Like I love collecting CDs. I've got hundreds and hundreds of them.
yeah, see now you're getting older now. See now you know how your folks felt when it was with cassettes probably for them. For my mom, it was 8 tracks and vinyl.
Yeah,
So,
I
but
do. And my first tape I ever bought was, I think, Leanne Rimes.
hmm
Can't touch, can't something the moonlight. Can't remember.
yeah, I don't know.
No,
Uh,
that was my first tape. I remember buying singles, like single tapes, and then having to rewind them.
yeah, yeah. My friend Scott and I, we used to play tennis, and like we'd put that on the line. Like a cassette single was like the
Yeah.
loser had to buy. Um, So, and he's like hangs on to everything. He's got like every piece of music he's ever purchased. So,
Yeah.
and I I don't know.
It's like a real look back into the past, isn't it? Like you look back, it's not even been that long since tapes were like widely used. It's
Yeah,
been barely any time, I don't think.
yeah. And here I am. A couple of years ago, I guilted Nora into getting rid of all her CDs. Like I did that same thing where I ripped them and they all synced
Yeah.
up to her account on Google. But Like I would make fun of her, like, hey, let's put a CD on the hi-fi tonight, and she'd roll her eyes at me. So
It wasn't that long ago, actually. I think it's only a couple of days ago. My husband and I were talking about CDs and like, do you remember like secret tracks that used to be on them? You used to have to
yep,
listen right to the end. Like, you
yep,
can't really do that anymore.
no,
Like the fun of that doesn't exist anymore. Like
yeah,
getting a new CD and wondering, oh, I wonder if there's a secret track on at the end.
yeah. So, um, the reason why I got into this was that with the music again is so
Mm,
podcasts have gotten a little bit less frequent from various sources, right? So I
mm,
had this long drive out to go see my girls and then drive
yeah.
back, and I just ran out of podcasts. And so I put
Oh
on
no.
Spotify and whatever it was, like top, I don't know how it has top music from 2019 for me, but
Mm,
that's one of the playlists. And so one song came on, it was Michael Jackson, Billie Jean, right? And I started
mm,
thinking, wow, this is a nice little kind of bump in, lead in kind of thing. This would be good for a start of a podcast. And then
mm.
you talk about like the bonus track. This other song came on, which I won't get into the song because it'll probably disturb some of our listeners. Um, but I came up and it was like a 17-minute track, and I was like, oh yeah, this song has like a big, like a long silence and then something bonus at the end of it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't
Uh,
remember what it was, and I was like so looking forward to it. I'm driving down the road with like no audio coming out because I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting. And then when it
yeah.
came on, I was like, oh yeah, that sucked. But
Oh no. Oh, that's a shame.
yeah, that
But
was
yeah,
such a thing.
yeah, that anticipation of like, oh, I wonder what this track's gonna be,
Yeah.
or how long you're gonna have to wait, and skipping forward was just that was a loser's thing to do.
Yep.
I actually don't know if I even have a CD player anymore. Oh no, I do. There's a radio in this study that's got a CD player
Mm.
attached to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think we have one
Mm,
in the house, right? But I guess we have a DVD player, right? So that should play a CD, I think.
yeah, it should do.
Yeah.
I don't have a DVD player anymore, but I do have an Xbox that does exactly the same thing,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. Everyone's getting like vinyl's really popular now. It's very trendy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But
fun.
I remember playing vinyl when I was younger, like when I was like 10, 11, 12. My dad had loads of vinyl, and I had
Hmm.
this little this vinyl player, and I loved it. And I'd love to have a record player again. But because they're so like hipster, they're really expensive now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. My mom had growing up, she had a record player and it had like you could stack records on it.
Ooh,
So
fancy.
yeah, so you could put like 15 records on and then you'd get whatever, like 5 hours of music or however long it was.
Oh, that's very
So I
fancy.
thought that was so cool. Right.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
She had an 8 track too,
Mm.
so
And I think I was just a little bit too young for
yeah, you're a youngin'. Yeah.
that. You're not that much older than me.
Enough. 14
No.
years maybe? Yeah.
No. Wait, how old are you?
Yeah, 47.
No.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm talking to a 47-year-old. It never
Yeah.
does.
I'm an old man. I'm an immature old man. I fit in.
Nah.
Yeah.
No. You're not old because you're younger than my parents, so.
Hmm. Okay. Well, good.
I think we've said this like loads of times, but whenever I talk to you, I always feel like I'm talking to a peer anyway. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
age.
Well, I
Nothing
try.
to do with it.
Yeah. I always think I think we've talked about it. I know I've talked about it. Like in my head, like I'm not like 47, right?
Mm.
Like I'm aware that I don't fit in with younger crowds, right? Like I'd be like the creepy old dude. But in my head, I'm like, I don't know, 30 maybe or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like 25 in my head, maybe
Yeah.
something like that. 21 sometimes, but
Hmm.
there's someone I work with who we had a meeting today actually on Zoom, like a board meeting, whatever, and conference call. That's what
Hmm.
it's called, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
And there's someone I work with who during our sort of Christmas do, we were talking about partners, wives, husbands, blah blah blah.
Hmm.
And she said she worked out. I said, oh, I met my husband, blah blah blah, years ago, and she went, I was 4 years old when you met your husband. I was like, oh my
Oh,
God, I feel so old.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's always things like that. Like every now and then you think about, like I think about, like I graduated in 1990, right,
mm.
from high school, and I think, oh my gosh, that's 30 years ago. Like the 90s still feel like they were like last week. And it's like, no,
Oh my God,
oh,
yeah.
no, no, no. Yeah.
Yeah. I was telling my husband last night about do you know what Jenko jeans are?
Oh, gosh, no. I fashion, no,
No,
no.
JNCO Junko jeans. They were like in the 90s,
Hmm.
late 90s, early 2000s, I think. Like those really baggy, wide trousers that kids wore.
Okay.
I used to have a pair, and he didn't know what they were because he's just a year younger than me, but seem to be obviously way cooler than him.
Oh, yeah, sure. So are those like the kind of obnoxiously wide pant legs?
Yeah,
Or yeah,
the really stupidly wide ones. You could fit like two people in them. I
yeah.
had a
Okay,
pair when I was like 14.
okay. Yeah, I
I
remember
used to
those.
think I was so cool.
Hmm.
It's decidedly not cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they'll be back around one day. So
Probably.
yeah,
Everything seems to be coming back around, doesn't it?
yeah. Although when I was in high school, it was maybe it is. I don't. It's probably the preppy kids now or the hipster kids. Like it used to be like you would like fold over the cuff of your leg and kind of roll it up your pant leg
Oh
a little
yeah,
bit.
that's quite trendy now actually.
Is it? Okay.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think actually saying the word trendy it just makes me sound my age, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't. There's a new word for it.
Probably. Oh, I know
But
what it is.
what is it?
Apparently, yeah, my colleague who's the one that's really young, um she used the word peng the other day, and I was like, what on earth does that
Huh?
mean? Peng?
Like
P E.
PENG?
Yeah, like the beginning of penguin.
Okay. Okay.
And I was like, what even is that? And she's like, oh, it means it's like cool, it's like trendy. It's like, oh my God,
Okay.
that just sounds like a nonsense word.
Huh. It does, but yeah, I guess I don't know. I'm getting old. I don't know.
Yeah, we're not getting old. I refuse that. How's how's Nora doing and your family?
Everybody is doing pretty well. Nora is able to work from home,
Oh, that's good.
so she's like full 8-hour days during the week
Mm.
on the laptop. Um, and then the kids here are the boy. He's like up till 3 a.m. on his computer and sleeping till like noon or later.
Teenagers.
Yeah, that's going to change here pretty soon because they're getting serious about kind of online schooling.
Yeah.
And I know like my two younger girls who live in North Carolina but a different county, like they're already doing online classes and they have like class
Hmm.
times. Like you need to be in math class at 11:30 on Mondays or something.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be hard for him because actual real school is kind of a struggle for him, much less
Yeah.
this kind of, I think it still comes across as make believe if you're doing it, if you're used to going to a location and then now it's
Yeah.
like, so it didn't help that they start him out with like, here's some stuff we'd like you to do, but we're not going to grade it. So like getting him to
Oh,
do that will
okay.
be like pulling teeth. So
Yeah. Gosh, I can imagine. Yeah.
yeah, but everybody's doing well. The girl is she's doing well. We've got Nora has decreed that the folks across the street from us are in our family bubble.
Mm.
So she's hanging out with
Oh.
their daughter quite a bit. She sees her
Oh, that's
boyfriend
nice.
every now and then. Um,
Mm.
but like Nora's all over like, well, how his does his parents let him see other people, and if so, maybe you shouldn't see them, kind of thing. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so she's being a lot more aware of social distancing than I am,
Mm.
um, or physical distancing, I guess we're saying now, right?
Yeah.
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 Um, but yeah, everybody's doing okay. My mom is just kind of lonely. Um,
Oh, that's a
yeah,
shame.
yeah. My brother made the decision to stop going to see her because he works every day in retail stores and
Mm. Oh
just
yeah, a lot of contact.
yeah. So yeah. But how's your mom? She's on her own, right?
She is, yeah. It's really frustrating because she's like a mile away from me and I
Oh,
can't go see
jeez.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I see her every day,
Hmm.
like almost every day, and I'm really, really missing her.
Yeah.
She's like my best friend, so that's been pretty rough actually. Not seeing my mum, but my dad, who
Hmm.
lives over in Abu Dhabi, he is working from home now.
Hmm.
So my mum and my dad, they're on Skype almost constantly, which is really nice because they're
Yeah.
both keeping each other company.
Yeah. It's cute.
So it's very sweet,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they're just both just so silly. And they both got loads of cats, so they just be crazy cat people together.
Hmm. Okay.
I think she's doing okay though. I also have my grandparents who live also less than a mile away from me.
Hmm.
I have my mum's parents and my dad's mum, and they both live a street away from each other in the same village as
Oh
me,
wow. Wow.
which is, yeah, and my mum is going out and doing shopping for them, so she's sort of out and about
Okay.
and doing things. Um, I miss going to the gym with her because we used to do that almost every
Right.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she seems to be doing okay. Yeah, me and my mum, myself, and my twin sister and my younger sister are meeting up on Zoom on Friday night, and we're having an online pub.
Nice.
So I'll sit and have a glass of wine together and talk about everybody else probably.
Nice. That's nice.
I'm looking forward to that. That'll be
Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah. We did a with the protected bubble people across the street. We did a music bingo
Oh
kind
wow.
of thing, and it was with somebody that they knew. And it was all on Zoom, and we had like 6 or 8 people kind of dialed in, and we had somebody who was playing music, and they had sent out PDFs of the bingo boards, and it was
That sounds so fun.
yeah, I imagine it was fun. For me, it was just kind of like okay. Like Nora guilted me into going to do it, and I'm like, if I go this time, they're gonna want me to go next time.
Oh dear, you set a precedent.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So and they're good people. I just it's just not me.
Yeah,
Right?
it's a
Being in a social
social.
situation isn't fun for me, and
Yeah.
so
Mm.
yeah.
So yeah, social distancing should have been, a blessing for you, and it's not.
Yeah. Well, it's yeah, it's harder for me because it ruins my routine. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
used to like go to McDonald's or the bagel shop or something and hang out for a while
Oh
and just
yeah.
like that was
Yeah.
my online time, my computer time,
Mm.
right? And now I can't do that, and so I kind of miss my daily bookmarks on my
Yeah.
web
I
browser.
totally get that.
So
Do you are places like that over there? Are they still open, like McDonald's and stuff?
yeah, it's open for carry out and drive through.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I
but
think
no dining anywhere.
no. I think the fast food places, as in the companies like McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, they're all shut now.
Okay.
But places like takeaways, I think they're still open. I'm not really sure about that.
So is the
Um,
reasoning that like junk food isn't essential versus
no,
like
it's just for the workers so that they don't have to
oh
come in,
okay, okay,
which
I get it.
is quite admirable actually. Because at first I was like, oh no,
Hmm.
no, don't have McDonald's.
Yeah.
Even though I have it like once every couple of months or something.
Hmm.
But my husband and I usually get takeaway on a Friday.
Hmm.
It's that Friday thing. But it's Lent, before
Oh
Easter.
right. Yep.
We gave up dairy.
Hmm.
So I was like, oh, I can't have pizza. And I'm so
Hmm.
upset.
Yeah, I would not be able to go without pizza. So.
No, we found some on a supermarket near us, Aldi, they do like a vegan pizza and
Hmm.
it's okay. It's
Okay.
all right. It'll do.
Hmm.
What others? I miss cheese, like proper
Oh
cheese.
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. So
Um,
over here, like ice cream shops qualify as a restaurant.
okay,
So like ice cream shops are still open, which just sounds totally bonkers to me.
that
Like
is quite strange.
yeah, like is that essential? Which I would argue that it could be essential, but
Well, yeah.
in general, it seems. Gosh, I'd hate to say I got COVID because I was scooping someone's ice cream or
Oh
something,
God, you'd be
right?
so annoyed, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Ice cream was your downfall.
yeah, yeah. In more than one way, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but one thing I'm really missing is going out to eat, like
Hmm.
going out to restaurants. In Saturdays, my husband and I usually go to the pub, sort of it's like kind of like a date night thing that we
Hmm.
do. And I really, really miss doing that, which is really sad. It's very first world problem, isn't it? I
Right.
miss going to the pub, but going to the pub is just such a British pastime,
Hmm.
which I'm fully subscribed to.
Yeah, I think so like going to the bar is a thing here as far as I know.
Mm,
But I think it's I want to say I'm probably really naive about this, but it's different. Like in England, like going to the pub is a lot more social than it is about the drink.
yeah,
Whereas here, it's kind of
yeah,
a mixture of both. Like it's about the social, but it's also like I'm just gonna drink. you know.
yeah. Yeah, a local pub of mine who I've been going to since I was um 17. They do a pub quiz, and that's like a huge thing, a huge draw for people. Like people go around all the pubs in the villages and the towns like every day to go to the pub quizzes, and
Hmm.
it's all about meeting up with your friends and being social with everybody. Um, and I mean, yeah, because like my husband and I would go to the pub on a Saturday, and we'd see people there that we see every week, and it'd be like, oh hey, how's it going?
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, like I said, it's a first world problem really to have. We just whenever we do our food shop, we buy a couple of bottles of beer and we go out and sit in the garden and like we've got a summer house and we just sit in there and pretend it's the pub.
Right.
Which is it's working so far.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so how are you doing? How are you able to? I know you had posted something on Instagram, and I think you talked about it in your last podcast or the one before about you were hefting around like chicken feed as like a way to like because I mean you were pretty dedicated with exercising with weights.
Yeah, I trained like twice a week. Once with a trainer, once by myself,
Hmm.
and I was getting really good actually. Actually, no, it was once with my trainer and once in a weightlifting class that I did
Hmm.
with other women,
Okay.
and I was getting pretty good at it actually. Like I hit quite a few personal bests and stuff. Um, I'm really missing the interaction of going to the gym and seeing my trainer
Yeah.
and all the other people that I see there. But I have been sort of, yeah, I did get some chicken feed and I've been using that as a weight.
Hmm.
But it's too light, which is silly for me to complain about. But um,
Yeah. Well, I was thinking that because like a lot of folks have like some weights at home of some kind, but I mean you were lifting quite a bit.
yeah, like
So
powerlifting.
yeah, so that
Um,
like I'm sure you don't have that lying around, right? So
I don't have 110 kilos just lying around now,
right, right.
unfortunately. Though I could maybe did like deadlift my husband, maybe. I don't think he'd be very much into that.
Hmm.
But yeah, my husband and I have been doing boot camps, like style things, because we used to do boot camps on Tuesday nights
Hmm.
with with a trainer, and we've been doing boot camp style things out in the garden. We're quite lucky because we've got quite a big garden,
Hmm.
and we've also got a field that we own next to our house, which has got a track which we run up and down. So we've been quite lucky in that we're still able to do some fitness and stuff.
Okay.
I've started running actually outside, which I've never done before.
How's that going?
It's not so bad. I mean, my lungs feel like they're I'm gonna cough them up, but I think you get over that, don't you, eventually? Do you?
Um, yeah, I never really get there. Like
Uh,
even back when I was training for a half marathon, like
mm.
the lungs were never really a thing. I think like I think my lungs were always just ahead of my body. So like if I pushed my body, my lungs were doing okay, still
Yeah,
kind of exercising them, but not to the point of like oh my gosh, I can't do anything.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, wow.
so and part of that might maybe that's I'm being too easy on myself, maybe even.
Well, no, I mean you run like loads, and I like the amount of run times you run, and how long you run. I don't think I could do that.
Yeah,
Maybe one day, not yet.
kind of like every like poison is always in the dosage, right? So running I think is in the dosage too. Like like you could go out and do 10K, but
Mm.
at what pace and how,
Oh,
so
I don't know.
I think you surprise yourself.
I was meant to be doing 10K next month, but that's been cancelled,
Yeah,
which is upsetting. Yeah,
yeah. So yeah, I had the
that's up.
one half
Yeah,
marathon that was canceled that I wasn't at all ready for, so I wasn't complaining too much about.
a silver lining there.
Yeah, yeah, but I got the shirt and the medal for it, so I feel kind of
Oh
I feel
wow.
kind of dirty about that. Like they were giving them out, and I wasn't sure. Like, do I go and get it? Like, should I really? Did I earn this? And I asked my girls, and they're like, "Yeah, sure, go get it." And I reasoned it was just
Yeah,
gonna end up in the trash somewhere if I didn't pick it
yeah,
up. So
yeah. And
yeah,
then you can look back at it in a few years' time and remember the time of your life that that happened and have a bit of a laugh about it.
yes, pandemic 2020.
Yeah.
Yay.
My sister-in-law was meant to be doing the London Marathon, but that's been postponed till
Hmm.
October.
Oh.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, there's so much that's. I'm actually. This is really funny, or not funny, but I'm actually meant to be on holiday at this very moment in time. I was meant to
Visiting
be
your dad, right?
visiting my dad,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm really
Uh,
upset that I'm not.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah. There's so
but
much.
I think I can reschedule my flights, and
Hmm.
I wouldn't have to stay in a hotel because I'd be staying with my dad, so it's not too much of a big deal, really.
Okay.
Mm.
Good. Yeah. I mean, the airlines are probably pretty understanding.
Yeah, I feel bad for my mum though, because she
Hmm.
was coming too, and she hasn't seen my dad since Christmas, I think,
Hmm.
which is kind of rubbish, but
Yeah.
can't be helped, unfortunately. But like I said, they're on Skype every day, so they do see each other, so
Hmm.
that's quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm.
Okay. So you're stressed out, but you're
Mm.
you're coping for the most part. Is it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I said before, it's been a bit of a bad day for me today, and I think, well, this has certainly put me in a better mood. So thank you.
Hmm. Yeah. No problem. Yeah.
Um,
We always say it. It's like far too long between talks, but
yeah.
then it always becomes far too long between talks. But
Mm.
so
Yeah. So
I
I'm
blame
doing
the
okay.
time change is what gets us.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we've just gone. Our clocks have just gone. Wait, I can never remember. It's back. Well, yeah, I think our clocks went back on Saturday. So
Okay.
is the time difference bigger now?
No, I think it was 5 hours, and then for a little bit it was 4 hours when
Yeah.
we like put our clocks forward.
Mm.
And then that's why I think the other day I was asking you like what time it was. And
Yeah.
I think we're back to 5 hours difference. So I think that's generally how it is.
Yeah, because
But
that's usually morning for you and sort of early afternoon for me, so it's not too
yeah,
bad.
yeah, it's not. But yeah.
Um,
So and then we used to do it like I'd get up early and we'd chat. I don't know.
yeah.
I'm kind of glad this was a little bit later because I haven't been getting up quite as early as I used to.
And we used to do like midday here, which is
Yeah,
like 2 hours ago.
yeah, yeah. So it'd be like 7, which was ideal. It was actually a little late for me when I was getting up early.
Yeah.
But now it's like, geez, excuse me, I have a little frog in my throat.
That's all right. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, this time works well for me. I try to be, working from home, but
Hmm.
Wednesdays are my day off, and well, not that means very much at the moment.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Um,
So what do you got going the rest of the day?
um, I'm gonna finish work. I've got a few bits and pieces to do, and then probably go outside and for a run.
Good. Awesome.
Yes.
Good plan.
Yeah. What about you?
So I've got to go pick up the dog at the vet. So the vets are still open
Mm,
for like well-being checkups and things like that.
yeah.
Um, and then I've got to go for my walk. I've got to put out a podcast. I've got to be productive in some way around the house, which I told myself I was going to do, which I didn't do yesterday. But so there's thing. I think it was in the 80s here this past weekend, which
Oh wow.
is like what 25 for you or so, something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. For us, that's quite hot. That's quite warm for us.
yeah, yeah. So the yard is kind of waking up, and there's things to get done out there.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm lazy in general, But
I hate gardening, so you've got a supporter there. I just hate gardening more than anything.
yeah, I really don't like it. I don't mind like cutting the grass and taking care of that,
Yeah,
but when it comes to like all the different plants and stuff,
it's
like,
dirty and boring, and I hate it.
and I just don't know enough about them.
Same, yeah.
Like my dad was like a horticulture genius for his place in
Wow.
life, right? And so he always knew like this, okay, this tree here, I can cut this one back in fall and it'll be good come
Yeah,
spring. And this one here, I got to cut back in spring, and this one needs this kind of fertilizer. And I'm just like,
that's really cool.
yeah. And I'm just like, we've got probably 6 or 8 different varieties of plants that they put in around the house when they built the
Mm.
house. And like, I have no idea what any of them are. Like, I want to just, like, I want to do like an all-purpose fertilizer, but I know like there are plants that can't handle that. And I was like,
Yeah, it's too
I don't.
complicated.
It is.
Now, my
Uh,
in-laws, my father-in-law, mother-in-law are very keen gardeners, so our garden looks lovely, but they
mhm.
do that as a hobby. They love it, so that's
Yeah.
fine. I'll just watch. I look after the chickens, that's my
There you
part.
go. Yeah. Everybody has their part. Oh, did you get that picture, that link I sent you?
Oh yeah, I did,
Yeah,
yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Absolutely. I
I
like
I pictured you
secretly really
having one
want
of
one.
those, like
I
pushing your
like
chicken around the town.
I do have I have a leash for one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's a very sweet one, and she likes to come out and walk around the garden with me.
Hmm.
And I wondered about maybe taking her out into the village, and so I got a leash for her, but I've not actually used it. I don't know if I'll end up being called that crazy chicken person.
That's funny. You run that danger, I suppose. But
Mm. That's something I noticed, which is quite strange and funny. But the place we wanted to get two new hens, but everywhere that sells hens and chickens around here, they've all sold out because everyone's been panic buying them so that they can get eggs.
yeah, okay.
It's really random. Mm.
Oh, that's funny. It's just
Yeah.
a strange world right now.
Everything, yeah, like every day something happens that just makes you scratch your head and be like, well, this wouldn't have happened 6 months ago.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have the same? Did you have like the same run on like toilet paper and things like that?
Yeah, people are crazy with that. That was
Yeah.
like insane. Like we have some, but we've not stockpiled it. And like yeah, there was like security people standing around the toilet roll sections in Morrison's. I'm
Make
like,
sure you only take one package or whatever, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's wild. It's just amazing.
I haven't been able to buy pasta for like weeks.
Oh yeah, that shelf is totally empty. And
Yeah, I usually just have pasta in. It's just one of those staples you have, isn't it? And
mhm.
I don't have any.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so we have Costco here. I don't know if you know.
Mm. I've heard of it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a warehouse kind of,
yeah.
mostly grocery shopping, but they do other stuff too. Um, and like we'll go there and they've got like semi-prepared meals.
Mm.
So I can go in and buy like a pan of mac and cheese that's just been put together but needs to be cooked yet,
Yeah,
or like meatloaf or something like that. So
yeah.
like those they make every day. So there's still that. But to
That's
find
good.
like a box of pasta is like good luck.
Yeah, it's like gold dust.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. I make bread in a bread machine.
Hmm.
I don't like make the put all the ingredients in myself. I'm far too lazy for that. I get pre-made bread mixes and you put it in
Okay.
the bread machine with some water and it makes the bread in 2 hours.
Hmm.
Cause
Yeah, I have one of
but
those. It's kind of fun.
yeah, and there's none of them. I've not been able to buy them for weeks or any bread flour. Even if I wanted to make my
Yeah.
own bread, I can't.
Right. Like just yeast is hard to come by, I've heard. And
Yeah,
yeah.
I thankfully have loads of that anyway because I went through a baking phase about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Now I've got loads. So, but no flour. So loads of yeast. So if anyone needs any yeast, I've got loads.
Yeah, we do too. We did we were just playing with the kids and we did elephant toothpaste. Have you heard about this?
I have, yeah. My husband's done
Yeah.
that before.
Yeah, it's fun. So we like stocked up on yeast and what's the other, the hair whatever,
Peroxide.
yeah, the peroxide.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I've got quite a bit of that still around.
Oh, so you could bleach your hair if you wanted.
I could, yeah. I thought about shaving it, but Nora won't go for that.
No?
No, she's against that.
Fair
But
enough.
Yeah, because it's gonna be a while before I get a haircut, and like I hate having long hair.
Mm,
Of any like long hair to me is like 2.5 inches. Like
yeah.
I can't stand anything longer than that. And then
Fair enough, yeah.
it's gonna be I keep saying it's gonna be like beginning of June, maybe later,
Mm,
before things get back up to normal. If
mm,
even then, I don't know. We'll
yeah.
see what the next few weeks bring, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think
So,
about hair actually, because I'll need to re-dye my hair at some point, otherwise I'm gonna start having my natural hair color come through, and
oh,
I've not had a natural hair color since I was about 14.
no, can't have that.
No, what am I
No.
gonna do? Usually my mum does my roots for me. She used to be a hairdresser, so
Hmm,
she used to bleach my roots for me and then put the direct dye on. I guess I'm just gonna have to.
okay.
I don't think I'll do it myself because I'll end up burning it all off or something. I'll just have to turn into a blonde person again. Never
Oh,
mind.
there you go. All right.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, let's. I guess we'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah, we all have to make sacrifices. So
Yeah. My husband's okay. He shaved his head, so
does he? Good.
he's not had. I think he shaved his head about uh 8 years, 6 years ago.
Hmm.
So he just shaves his head in the bath every other day, so he's fine.
Yeah, I used to do that. So,
Mm.
but then I kind of got out of it, and then we had a lice scare with my former wife. So I
Mm.
shaved my head again, and I kept it for a while. But yeah, Nora's definitely not for it. She doesn't like my short hair. She wishes it was a little longer, but I grew my
Oh.
beard for her, so she gets that. She doesn't get the hair.
Oh, so that's a very nice thing for you to do.
Yeah.
You don't think you could like mullet or something? I mean, they're quite cool now, aren't they?
No, no, they're not cool at
Are
all.
they not cool?
No, no. They're around, but they're not cool.
No. Okay. Okay. A man bun. I mean, I think they're just as uncool, aren't
I don't.
they?
Yeah, I don't. Not that long. Like she doesn't want me being just more like I like my hair, so it doesn't do anything.
Mm.
So like for the most part, if I get up in the morning and I have to take a shower or like wet my hair to make it look decent, then it's too long.
It's too
Like,
long.
yeah,
It needs to be a minimal effort.
yeah, yep.
Oh, how I envy
Mm.
you. Mm. I have to put my eyebrows on every day because like my eyebrows are so light you can't see them, so I have to draw them on every day.
Uh, yeah, I don't. I couldn't do that.
Well, I have to do my blue, consistency.
Well, yeah, it's for you. Yeah, but
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, this has put me in such a bad mood.
good,
I feel so much better.
awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I'm trying to think. So if you're cool, I wouldn't mind putting this out
Sure, yeah,
on my
go for it.
feed. And you want me? Do you want a copy of it? Do you want to?
I wouldn't mind actually.
Okay.
I'm trying to upload a bit more frequently than I do at the moment, and this would be quite a nice little midweek
Okay.
injection, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'll get to it later on today. I've got to,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
there's no
said,
rush, don't
go
worry.
for my walk and get that all out of the way. And
Yeah, I've got to do a few bits and pieces. No, there's no rush, but thank you. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
and
And
then maybe we can talk again soon.
yes, we should.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We'll see. It'd be nice to do it weekly, but I think like my kids will be here next week, and
Mm.
like I'm in their room, like
Ah,
because it's like where I have privacy right now,
yeah,
right? So like we'll see. If it gets a little
yeah,
bit warmer, I can go back out on the back porch. But
yeah.
like I said, it was warm this past weekend, but we're down into like the 50s again today.
Mm.
So whatever that is for you, 10, 10,
10.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what it is at the moment.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just message me and we'll see our availability.
cool.
Yeah.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you go because I haven't seen Nora yet today, and I should probably go
No,
up and
that's
see how
fine. I've
she's
got
doing.
some work to do, so
Okay.
this was really nice. Thank you, JP.
Yeah, thank you. This was wonderful.
Yeah.
All
Right.
right.
Bye.